One huge 24-hour event last weekend raised nearly twice the amount as expected to. The Relay for Life took place at the University of York on Saturday, September the 8th, where about 300 people teamed up to walk laps around the sports track in a relay event. As part of the national campaign, York's Relay for Life aimed to raise £26,000, but they have already hit at least £49,000 due to the efforts of the team.
So Relay for Life York, we had over 300 people registered. On the day, the weather was awful, so we did have more people, but Relay for Life is global, it's worldwide, and at the moment we have 52 Relay for Lives throughout, and York was the first year in 2018. So what we've done this time, because you can imagine there's 200 different cancers, everybody has their own individual story depending on a particular type. So we've done it for Cancer Research UK, so it will go in the pot and the charity will then decide where that money's spent. Most of the money spent will be spent in the Yorkshire area.
We had 31 survivors that had signed up. And everybody was just trying to make a difference, and because people hadn't heard about Relay before until they were actually there at the event, I don't think they could understand exactly what Relay was and what Relay meant to us all.
When I was a student, unfortunately, I always get upset, even though it was like 28 years ago, Anna died, so we all decided to do lots of fundraising. If she was here today, I still think that we'd be able to have some research and she probably would have the treatment and she'd be absolutely fine. So for me, that was the start of my fundraising and volunteering for Cancer Research UK. Since then, like unfortunately most of us, we've lost somebody.
Even the weather couldn't dampen the spirits on the day or stop the survivors.
I was first diagnosed with ovarian cancer at 17, which I had treatment for very successfully, and then I was shocked to get breast cancer at 35. That was 5 years ago, and I've had chemotherapy, radiotherapy and a mastectomy, and I'm clear of cancer as I'm ever going to be, and I'm currently having lots of operations. The weather was awful. It rained for the first 12 hours and everybody was soaked, and there were loads of children here, and I didn't hear one moan, I didn't hear any tears. Everyone just helped each other, supported each other, and although it was very damp, the spirits weren't dampened at all. It's really important to have that community spirit, bringing on that research and fundraising to make sure that research takes place. When someone's diagnosed with cancer, a lot of control and a lot of decisions are taken away from them, and sometimes the only thing you can control is the way you respond to the situation and how you behave. The treatments that were available to me when I was 17 were amazing, but the treatments that have been available to me now, 17 years later, have come on so much, and there are so many changes, and that is all down to the research that's done by organisations like Cancer Research UK.
Everyone found the event emotional but walked together towards the direction of further cancer research.
Extremely emotional. When Rachel and I opened the ceremony, I got emotional telling the whole crowd my reasons for doing this when I spoke about Lana, my best friend who'd lost her battle. And just the first lap of honour, we had an 18-month-old survivor who cut the ribbon, and that just tugged everybody's heartstrings. The survivors led the first lap around the track. I'm sure there wasn't a dry eye on the whole track. It was just so emotional. I cried from start to finish, absolutely cried from start to finish, and I had to read a poem out as well. It was just words can't describe.
The final figure is still to be counted, and already survivors and family and friends are planning their efforts for next year's big event. With 1 in 2 people expected to get cancer in their lifetime and 200 different types of the disease, fundraising efforts such as these really do save lives. Charlie Wainwright, That's TV.